Have you ever wondered about the dangers and safety precautions in industry? I'm speaking on this because I've experienced in the field and I think it is important for anybody thinking about a career in an industrial environment. I hope everyone gains some important safety knowledge. The reason I'm speaking on this topic is because I want to inform others on things to look for and what not or what to do in an industrial environment. My sources are OSHA.gov, ForgeResourcesGroup.com, and Bondgrad.com. I'm going to inform you about the dangers and proper procedure of lockout tagout. Procedure of lockout tagout. I think OSHA.gov does a good job of stating why lockout tagout is used. Lockout/tagout refers to specific practices and procedures to safeguard employees from the unexpected energization or startup of machinery and equipment or the release of hazardous energy during service or maintenance activities. OSHA.gov states the procedures of lockout tagout are: prepare for shutdown, shut down machine, disconnect or isolate machine energy, apply lockout tagout devices, check for any other hazards, and then verify isolation. I believe the procedure list they give enough detail and depth to provide a well-written and comprehensive overview on the procedure of lockout tagout, except the last point. I believe the most important part of that is that the last, because not only could your life be at risk, but all the others you are doing for as well. According to OSHA.gov, in order to remove a lock during lockout tagout procedure, some steps are required. Inspect machines or their components to assure that they are operationally intact and that non-essential items are removed from the area, and check to assure that everyone is positioned safely and away from the machines. They make a good point with those steps because it instructs you to make sure that there are no equipment or people will be damaged or injured when the power is turned back on. The machine part is actually more important than you would think, because even if people are in a safe distance from normal running, improper inspection could contribute to unexpected hazards. Now that I've told you a bit about lockout tagout and some procedures are, next, what are some possible workplace hazards that occur during lockout tagout? Possible common workplace hazards during lockout tagout. The first common workplace hazards, ForgeResourcesGroup.com, gives us is falling, tripping, and slipping on loose materials. All contribute to falls being one of the top 3 causes for injury, time off, or death in the manufacturing workplace. ForgeResourcesGroup.com makes a very good point here. According to OSHA.gov, slips, trips, and falls are the most common of not only industrial, but multiple workplace settings according to their most updated records. The second hazard ForgeResourcesGroup.com delivers is heavy machinery capacity and safeguards being missing or improperly installed. To add to this, according to the most recent OSHA record, heavy machinery and machine guarding is the top reason for fines and safety breaches. This can be backed up by my own experience. Anytime a piece of machine guarding is missing, in order to properly complete the task, it has to be replaced. If not properly done, this can lead to possible termination of your position or serious repercussions due to possible dangers of its absence. The final point I'm going to take from ForgeResourcesGroup.com is workplace death and injuries that involve powered industrial machines. Although they provide us with some detail is missing. With forklifts, blue lights on the front and back, and a backup beep is mandated by OSHA. Also paired with a device called a hit dot, alerts you and the driver to the proximity of each other. Now that you have heard 2 of my points, here are some possible electrical hazards during lockout tagout. Possible electrical hazards during lockout tagout. Here's their own set of dangers when it comes to electrical hazards. Bondgrad.com gives us some. Electrocution, shock, electrical burns, and secondary injuries. This is a great list. OSHA considers electrical burns and shocks being the most common electrical injuries according to their most recent reports. To add some extra information, shocks and electrocutions are actually different, to shock being the normal form, electrocution being a shock that ends in death. This is also one of the most important parts of lockout tagout because only in rare cases you lock something out and it does not have electricity on it. Bondgrad.com gives many points on what to look for, but I'm going to go over a select few that pertain more to the average person. The first, wiring due to aging, rough edges near doors and windows, staples or fastenings used to hold it in place, abrasions from adjacent materials, and activities in the nearby area. And improper use of flexible cords can cause shocks, burns, or fire. Many of these are obvious, and just about all of them can cause serious injury. You always need to be on the lookout for bare wires and damaged insulation. Another good point by Bondgrad.com gives us is most people don't realize that overhead power lines are usually not insulated. Although Bondgrad.com states that they are not usually insulated, I personally, in work or otherwise, have never seen any power lines that are insulated, and they all can cause an electrocution. Inclement weather is also a very important thing to take note of, as it can often knock these over or cause them to hit each other, making a large list of possible hazards. Although there are many other specifics about lockout and tagout, we would be here all day talking about it. If you'd like to know anything more about lockout and tagout, please refer to OSHA.gov to look at that or any other safety rules dealing with an industrial environment. I recommend starting out with an apprenticeship to an industrial mechanic or electrical and instrumentation field if you're interested in obtaining a career in an industrial environment. I hope this is very informative and maybe even helped you make a career choice. This seems like a lot, but as many people do not do it every day, and if you're interested, I recommend continue to look into it. Thank you for the participation, and I look forward to hearing yours.